Good morning, everybody. This is addzeros. How are you, Louis? Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? All right, okay. Awesome. All right, okay. Great. Hi, Andre. Awesome. All right. So today, uh, market is again like the same way between the combination of a very flat red and green. And the SPY is only 0.01% is green and the Nasdaq is 0.16% red. So between the combination of that, but there's a lot of interesting stocks which are moving up and down today, especially from the last few days. The vaccine stocks are really green. Yes, that's correct because I think everyone is waiting for the direction to come in. And yesterday and last few days, because of the lockdown, the vaccine stocks are again in the play. And yesterday, NVAX were really, really green. If you look at the daily, let me open on the multi-time frame chart. Uh, WSTD is more about the luck that, for instance, if you go big, just like you remember on the first day when I was went very big on FSR on WSTD account, and it just stopped me out and then went back up almost 1 point some point, right? So it's basically your timing and everything if it's aligned. But if it's my real account, I basically go smaller. I will be in within the limit of that loss, and I would have get a better push out of it. So, it's just you just try that. How does it move with the bigger account? It's really, those who win big in WSTD, they're not able to sustain that kind of they might lose within a month their account because trading is not just about if you wanted to be have a career, it's not about one luck, right? One day, one time. It has to be a consistent, and consistency is very hard to get in the market because consistency is not in the market, it's in you. So it's really hard. So if we look at the WS NVX was really look at this, how bullish candle it made. So in the last month and so is a very nice performance, but if you look at it's making a wave and bull pattern, still there is a uh, almost $80 are from the high of the stock, which is on the 320. So I still believe that we might get some continuation, but then the question is that whether this continuation gonna come after the pullback or is just going to be run. So whatever it is, I think people will wait for the dip to buy because this really clear support at the $240 is breaking all the levels, and now today is also is 0.24% green, right? Just give me 1 second, please. So NVAX looks really nice now, and we will keep an eye. Similarly, BNTX is on the extended, is a bigger run than the other stock, than the NVX. Uh, Last few days it's consolidating. It's not able to move over the 177. So we will definitely keep this into our radar. It might give us a push back down given the overall sector is bullish, but sometimes those stocks are stopped at the high. Either they're gonna push back down and then push back up, or eh, or if it's gonna come under 170, then we might have a chances to go short, right? Uh, so just like in NVAX, I think it's also a continuation, but this is the given it has no pullback since the March 30th. So it's almost a month. There is no uh, nice pullback, so we can expect a bit of a push. But if you look at the size of a candle is not that big. So that's why I was in between the whether we're gonna see now continuation or down. But this is the level 177 to 170. We'll see if it's gonna break up, then we can definitely go long on this, given we get a right setup. Similarly, mRNA, if you look at mRNA, is very similar. It's gapping up, breaking out all the levels. This was the channel created on 186. Then the next one is on the 220. So it's breaking this. So all vaccine stocks are similar pattern is trying to break out. So mRNA, and the BNTX have a similar kind of a pattern. But mRNA had some pullbacks, but BNTX didn't have any pullbacks. But they both are on the verge of a gapping, breaking out. So yesterday NVAX broke out on the top, but these two stocks did not. So we will definitely need to see. Other one which we I have never traded, which was a CVAC. CVAC is also CVAC is also vaccine stock. If you look at it, not a big candle. Volume is a bit smaller than the lower than the mRNA and VAX. Also trying to break out. So if you look at it, weekly, if you look at it, similar kind of a pattern. So we can definitely keep this into our radar, and if we're gonna get the pull back, then we're gonna pull back on all the vaccine stocks. So next one I have, just give me a second, let me pull that. Next one I have is NTLA on the extended stock, and if you look at it on a daily, it ran from 60 to 87 trying to break out, but there is a resistance. So since it has a multi-day run, so it's possible that the stock might not break all-time high with just a momentum. It might need to pull back and then go back up. So we'll see that if we can find some reversal opportunity on this to make some money out of it. So NTLA is an extended stock where we can see opportunity for pullback. The next is breaking down is a OCGN. So OCGN is really annoying. We had a two wonderful trade yesterday, but if you look at it again today, it's gapping down. But then the moment it gapped down, uh, and look at this, it's just all 30 minutes are is just pushing up, very close to now, only 30 cents away from the previous day close. And if you look at the daily, it's basically consolidating around the 11:30 to 12. So you never know that it's gapping down, but it's just break these. Uh, People might gonna think that, oh, this is gonna fade away to the $5, and the short sellers are accumulating here. And if it's just gonna push up, people might gonna cover, and then we might gonna see one more short squeeze in this. So definitely OCGN on both side, depending on the price action. So let me just remove everything and make the new levels for the cleaner levels. So that was the yesterday body at 11, which is a nice support. 1259 is the last 2 days candle, and previous day close we already see, and the last 2 days body at 1132. So 1132 to 11 is a one level, and then we have a level from 1130 to 1170, which is previous day close, and from 1170 to 259 is another level. That's very important to have those levels. Pins were really sold out yesterday. After the, I think the earning results came in, it was 1 minute boom, from 78 to 68, $10. Right now, doesn't look like have any momentum here. If you look at even if you look at the 5 minutes, if you look at it, no big candle, no big volumes, right? And it's just consolidating underneath of the low of the day. So seems like to me that we might see a bounce here, and then maybe after the market opens, we might see a sell-off later on. But it seems like that Pence has rejected to go further lower, and the only big movement we saw is on the first 1 minute. After that, it's just consolidation, consolidation. If you look at closely, is making a bear flag, but is also making a lower lows, and but not making higher highs, but making a lower lows. And clearly I see a support under 68. So I'm not gonna short on 68 or around this level unless it's pushed back up and give us a right uh, pattern for us to trade here. So let me remove all the levels here, and if we just create a new levels here on the 5 minute chart, definitely this is a support, and this is the resistance on the immediate one. The next support is on the yesterday afternoon, which is 70, and then the next resistance we have here on the 71.46, and that's it. And there's nothing much then. If we go back to the 30 minutes chart, then we have a support around this area, which bounced back on the last few days from that to 78. Um, so I guess that's it. Okay, and then we have SKLZ. SKLZ also gapping down, but if we look at the daily, it's really bull flagging and then move back up. Now it's consolidating. Now need to see that uh, whether it is an inside day to consolidate another red candle, and then the tomorrow is gonna bull flag, or it's just gonna cover all the way here and make the bull flag and break it right now. So we need to see whether it's going to be a breaking out today or it's just going to consolidate. If it's going to consolidate, I doubt that we're going to get the nice action, because the range between the 19 and 21 is going to just move around. So we will see. But if it's going to break any of these levels, then definitely we have a more room to play. Uh, Next one is the Mavis. Mavis was really bearish yesterday, but now it's bouncing back. So if we remove all the levels, uh, so we make it here. That was clearly 1886 had a support, and another support we have at the 2110 or 21. Now we need to see that whether it is, if it's making a bear flag, then the if you see here that its candle started from 21 to 30, so it's a $9 candle. So maybe 24 to 25 would be the low of these candles, and that is going to be a bear flag limit. But if it's crossed this, it means that there is a short squeeze again. Oh, I see. Okay, so let me do that. Phonics. So I'm going to follow the daily. Let me pull it up, and if I need to go the smaller time frame, then I will go the smaller time frame. So usually we follow 30 one daily and the 15 minutes chart. So let me follow, do this daily, and if I need to go, I need to go into the same chart for you guys to easily understand that. So if you look at it, so this one's saying, so daily is a clear support on the 19, then is a clear support over 20, under the 21. If it's making a bear flag, then it might push back up to 24 to 25, because that is going to be half of the candle and is making a bear flag pattern. But if it's going to be bullish again and doing a short squeeze, then it has to break those levels and go back up. And if you look at it, that why I'd said here, you can also see that there was a previous top at the 2462, so that could be the resistance level. We can mark that as one, as a bear flag resistance as well. So MVIS looks good too. Uh, we can definitely keep these OCGN pins, SKLZ, Mavis, uh, into our line. OCGN on the both side. Pins at this point not interested in going short despite it moved too much, but there's a clear support on the pre-market. Unless it push back up and give us a right pattern, then we can go short. But at this point, no. SKLZ, as I said, that if it's within the range, it's not going to work out well because it's a very small room. So we can definitely keep that into our radar. Uh, we can also look at the UPS. UPS is a second day play. Yesterday was a very bullish from 175 to 198. Now, whether we need to see that whether it pulled back today is definitely gonna pull back because it's a very big candle. I don't expect from UPS to break out again at the 197, but it's very close to 200 levels. So who knows? It can. So we need to keep in definitely into our radar. To see to see, I think this may be another earning day when it has this big bullish candle. Uh, you didn't find again the next day again the big bar is more on the inside day or consolidation. So that's exactly what I'm expecting. And if that's the case, then you might not get a right move or a pattern for you to make some money out because action gonna be very slow. Um, for the continuation, another one is a Crocs. Crocs yesterday was very bullish from 87 to 100. Uh, Yesterday people were expecting gonna reject the 100 and gonna sell off. It didn't do on the daily. It's really extended if you see here. But after the big bar, 8 million shares has been purchased. Uh, some people are more bullish, close to the 100 level. We need to closely look at it that if it's break the 100, then we can go and ride to the long side. We do not need to be extraordinarily bearish on this because people might be waiting that any pullback gonna buy back because look at the number of shares. People looking at it is a very big volume from the last maybe 1 2 years. 8 million shares is really big. Last time we saw this many shares being purchased on November 19th, November 2018. So this is really a big number of shares. uh, you know, and the big candle, so volume also supporting the action. It's just not like a volume, but there's a volume plus the price action, a very momentum one. So we need to keep an eye because most of the people now are waiting to see that any dip need to be bought back. So we will see that how does it flow back, and on the shorter time frame, we can find some support here. So clearly, if you look at it on the 30-minute charts, uh, it's lower making lower lows after 11 o'clock. But if you look at it, it consolidated, it break, but it couldn't break further. So, and this is the bull flag it made on 10 o'clock, which it capped it. So for us, the nice support area would be this 97 and is also supporting with the bottoming tail, which clearly sees that people were buying as a dip buy here. So a lot of people have bought this here. They have not stopped out yet. They maybe took some profit. Similarly, we will also keep an eye that if it's pushed back, how does the price action react to this area, and if it's bought back or it's got a clear support here, then we can also get a dip buy here. And but if it's break this level and further move down, then we might see multiple stop losses here. So we need to see that what kind of a pattern it makes, but it seems to be more kind of a bullish pattern at this point, despite on a daily it is extended. So daily it is really extended, but with the volume and everything, we need it is right now it is over the previous day close, over the previous day closing body, right? So there's a lot of good points here, and now we need to see that the volume comes in and does it help to break the whole number, which is 100. Guys, I would really appreciate if you guys would give a thumbs up if you enjoy this show. It is just for you to help and analyze some trades so then you can understand the price action. Let's look at the Andre, what's you're saying. Disca, Louis is saying Disca, let's check it out. So Disca on a daily candle, if you look at it, it's really bearish. Uh, it's trying to make a bull flag here, but failed it and came back again. Let's look at the weekly chart for just 1 second here. Clearly downtrending, and even on the 30-minute is also downtrending. Today is just from 39 to 36. And what is the volume today? Let's check it out. The volume today. So volume is over 1 million shares has been sold. So really good volume. 5 minute, it's making a wavy pattern. So got a support here and resistance here. Another support, resistance here, and the support is now trying to make it at this price, which is almost, in the morning at the 7 o'clock and also around 8 to 10:30. So right now the range is over the 40. Any wave it's making is making around the $40 range, 40 cents range. So we need to keep an eye. It could give us a nice momentum, but we need to see. Uh, Clearly, we can have a good gap and go strategy here. Uh, Next support on the daily chart is on 33, 34, and 33. CDNS. So no volume yet, but let's look at the daily. Is yes, it's breaking down. So it's breaking down, but with the no volume. So, but you look at it that it has a two continuous day of really pushing down. So whether we expect a further push down or is more consolidation and making a bear flag, so we can keep an eye. It could be an inside day today, given it has already has a two pushes down. So we can definitely keep an eye on this. All right, guys. Any other stock you guys want to look at it? Any questions you have? Otherwise, um, our shortlisted stocks would be So, Phoenix, Luis, Andre, any other questions? That way we can end the session. Guys, really appreciate if you have joined us and not introduced yourself. Please introduce yourself and feel free to ask the questions if you have. All right, then I guess no further questions. Then I will see you on Skype. Um I think today is the last day of the WSTD, so I see you on Skype and see you at 9:25. If you do not have the Skype invite and you wanted to join, email me and I'm gonna send you uh, the Skype address. Yeah, I think for WSTD, if you just wanna take a bigger risk, because the last day either make or break kind of a situation. This was funny though. I don't want you to encourage you to do that, but it's just for the competition. Maybe check for the MVIS. MVIS, look at the MVIS right now. It's really trying to break the again the squeeze back. Uh, Look at this flagging. So if it's gonna give you something, just go, uh, bigger on this, and then just leave it. Then just leave it. Neither stop out or no or nothing. Either you're gonna make or break. It's funny though, but yeah, don't do it on your live account. So Lewis is going to be on the Eastern time. So I have a course coming up on the trade book and how to create a trade book and how you can basically make sure that you have a consistently trade your and then the question is that why the trade usually the traders don't see the consistency, and the reason is because they move around from one strategy to other, and the only way you can be consistent if you have your own trade book, you have your defined criteria, and based on those criterias you've only have selected certain patterns in trade and you will do those trades. uh, so if and I put the very nominal fee just because that I wanted to all the people to attend and learn, is only a $15. And if you guys want to join that on that workshop, feel free to check out. I think the link is below this video as well on the pre-market show, or you can email me and I'm going to send you the details. And I'm going to definitely uh, help you to create your own edge, own system. And the only way you can do it is if you have your own trade book. I do have my own trade book. I'm going to share you with my trade book with you, uh, and you will see me. I try to trade the same patterns or same trades which I have in my trade book. I don't want to trade anything just like, oh, this stock is moving up, so let's buy. No, so I wait for the exact trade book patterns and then only I trade them. So it's really going to be helpful. It's very nominal cost. It's only $15. It's just because so that we only get the serious crowd. Non-serious people are not invited because we're going to discuss a lot of things. I will share you a lot of proprietary material on it, how you can build your own trade book, and then definitely help you to identify your edge and your strengths. Uh, and based on that, you can trade. All right. See you on the Skype then. Thank you guys and have a great green day.